manufacturing, technology, hot topics, and a little bit of tomfoolery. This is the MTD Podcast.
So welcome to this week's MTD Podcast. We're on the road this week. I've travelled up the A46 to Wellesbourne. I'm at the Engineering Technology Group. We're going to be previewing their Discover Turnkey Excellence event, which is happening on October the 2nd and 3rd. I'm joined by two senior gentlemen here from ETG, Steve Brown and Paul Reeves. Paul, you are most recently one of the most recent recruits to this company. I'm sure things are going well. In fact, I've heard they're going well for you. A little bit better than Aston Villa.
Well, we've signed 11 players, so we're not doing too bad at Aston Villa. But yeah, ETG's going really well, Paul.
Where did they end up, though, last season in the end, Villa? They
back in the Premier League.
Back in the Premier League? Of course they are, because you're coming. Yeah, absolutely.
We'll be,
Paul.
we'll be taking 6 points off you this year.
You're coming to the Emirates with me in September. Is it September we
go?
Sometime, September the 22nd or 23rd, I think it is. Steve, what about the ETG football team? Have you had any more? Did you have any call-ups after we?
Just a couple of things. One is I think we're the only machine tool provider to beat you.
Let me think. You might be right in that.
No, I am right. Yeah,
you are right.
We did beat you.
Yeah.
And the second thing is I didn't get an invite to this Aston Villa and Arsenal game.
Right. Okay. But you're not an Aston Villa fan, are you?
I'm an Arsenal fan.
Are you an Arsenal fan?
I am now.
I would come back on the machine tool one that you're talking about. Us. In fact, when we went to play the last game against NCMT, we calculated that we'd only been behind in a football match for, I think it was about 15 minutes, because you only scored in the last couple of minutes. So when we did all the analysis, like they do on Sky Sports with all that sort of stuff, when you see the Villa, all the offsides, yellow cards and red cards, we did a bit of that and actually found out.
Is that your only comeback?
It is, lost. Yeah. So talking about excellence, anyway, let's talk about excellence. Discovering Turnkey Excellence. ETG football team, yeah. I want to know a little bit about this event in brief. It's happening on October the 2nd and October the 3rd. Steve, you've got to try and be different with these events, and it's very important with so much happening around UK industry at the moment, especially in September and October. You really want to stand out from the crowd. So how are you doing that here at ETG with this Discover Turnkey Excellence event?
So an open house. We're not just opening the door and putting some flowers downstairs and invite everybody to come in for see sandwiches. For sandwiches. We will have sandwiches or curry on. However, the Turnkey Excellence, what we've done is reached out to all our suppliers and basically put in their 12 machines, and each machine will be a dedicated cell, robotics or full system production suites. Okay, let's pick up on some of those machines,
Paul. Let's start with the Chiron, for example. What a great machine that is! German built. High speed, it's all about productivity, that machine, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah.
What can people expect to see on that machine? Why should they come to look at it?
Well, typically what Chiron does, high speed, high production, twin spindle, high volume.
Will it be cutting metal?
Changing? Yeah, absolutely. We don't cut wax here. Everything's metal.
Yeah, and you mentioned something interesting to me earlier about these machines. You're an experienced engineer, and Chiron's not just about automotive and aerospace. You're branching into the mould and die. These machines are stable enough as well as fast enough to be able to deliver results in those industries too.
Yeah, absolutely. We're getting inquiries in all different sectors at the moment. They're very strong in medical, automotive, aerospace. We've got a lot of customers out there using the machines in aerospace. And we're now picking up mould and die inquiries as well that Chiron are very keen to get involved with.
And it's not just a twin pallet, twin spindle stick. They have a turning element to their machines as well, isn't it? The Chiron range is so vast.
It's huge, and you pull in the Starmer group as well. So what they can offer as a full solution. Every machine that goes out of Chiron is a turnkey machine. So they do, what was it, Paul? 250 machines per year is a turnkey turnkeyed machine.
250 a year.
Yeah, wow, for all industries, when we was out there last time, they were making speaker molds.
Yeah. Isn't there also a restaurant somewhere around there where they do huge steaks or something?
Yeah.
Didn't you make to eat was it a 50 pounder?
I can't remember the weight of it, but it was beautiful.
Yeah.
The chef, I think they did.
Have you digested it yet?
Swarf and chips we did in there.
Oh yeah, I've never seen that.
Have you digested all that steak yet?
I've got the bone at home.
You got Barvius. Talking about aerospace industry, is it going to be the first time that, I know you've had Hampton machines here, but since the rebrand of the Barvius product, you're going to have one of those here as well for people to see?
Yep, it'll be the first time we've had a TR80 anyway, I believe.
On stock?
In stock, yeah, available. The machine's arriving very soon. Fantastic machine.
Horizontal 5-axis?
Horizontal 5-axis with an 800 trunnion. It's a big machine, very powerful.
Very agile and fast as well, even the fact it is so big.
Yeah, multi-metal, so it can do hard and soft turning. Really good machine.
Will both these machines we picked on here, the Barvius and the Chiron, have these automation elements to them, these turnkey? Is it going to be robots feeding them? Where's the turnkey excellence in those two particular machines?
So the Barvius itself will be a standalone machine. We'll be putting a bricketing unit on it, so you can remember back going for some max ago, that big banging that happened every 5 minutes was due to the volume of swarf that it produces. We authorised to condense the swarf up, and then the Chiron, it's just a turnkey experience with that machine.
Yeah, because I mean, a lot of those Chirons would be turnkeyed, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
I can imagine when it comes to, getting those cycle times down to where you need them in order for the customer to be competitive.
What we tend to find with the Chiron and the turnkeys we take on for them is projects that nobody else want, or components that nobody else want to machine.
Ian's, it's just like sweeping up the floor.
Yeah,
looking at everything.
Every Chiron is kind of bespoke, really. It's set out to do exactly what the customer needs.
Yeah, and just for those that were listening there, we've got Ian, who's on the camera, has been around picking up your old biscuits from lunch, isn't he, on the floor there, or is he moving there?
If you paid him enough, he'd buy his own lunch.
I want to also talk about the Nakamura, because this really, for me, has to be one of the jewels in the crown from ETG, of one of your products. They have managed to craft a range of machine tools which is synonymous with quality and reliability. It kind of ticks all the boxes, doesn't it, the Nakamura machine? How have they become so successful, or you've been so successful with them, and what will you be showing with those machines at the event?
Well, again, a lot of it is down to our customer base. We don't have a bad install, so the word of mouth gets out there, along with the amount of projects our customers are having at the minute lends itself to a Nakamura. The machine that we're bringing through is a full 5-axis ATC swivel head with a lower turret and a twin spindle. So it's based on, we've done promos before on the NTRX 300, so it's a smaller footprint machine, but with a lower turret. And it's an absolute beast of a machine in terms of its robustness.
I suppose the key
Guess
to
the
that,
weight.
10 tons.
17 ton.
Really, 17 ton? Yeah.
It's up there with Joe.
It's not that big. Is it as rigid as him? Would it be as stable as him?
Just about.
Yeah. Would it cut like him? You've never been out with him on a Saturday night.
No.
Cut a few eyes in his time. But that Nakamura, the size of those machines, the NTRX was a bigger machine. So this is a smaller version of that with that multitasking function. And again, that's one of the machines that's going to be here on show, which we'll see at EMO beforehand as well. To be
we'll do something on EMO.
Be able to
making
preview
its premiere at EMO. Yeah,
it is making its premiere. Is it? Okay, Quasar. Quality and service. We've looked at a few installations of your machines at Quasars recently. I'll tell you what, and I'm not just saying this. The guys literally don't find a bad word about them. One guy hadn't had a service engineer for 5 years. It literally, the machine just kept running and running and running. And he was machining hardened steel day in, day out as well.
Mould and die.
Mould and die. Incredible reliability. What will you be showing from that range of machines?
So we got 3 machines coming in. Horizontal, where we'll be having the high 4 bespoke fixtures on. A 5-axis with a pallet system arranged by Eroa. And then what's the other one, Paul? The 214.
214, yes, standard 3-axis machine. Or I think that machine's going to have a 4th axis fitted on it. So yeah, it's going to have a sort of a bespoke fixture on that.
So when we look at this, when we look at the event, there's the 3D printing, which we'll quickly come on to in a minute, in the EDM since the acquisition of the HK Holdings. The automation side and the turnkey side, the importance to this is about UK productivity, isn't it? It's about engineers being able to up their productivity, keep the spindles going, make their machines more efficient. Would that be a fair analysis? Because that's where we lag behind, don't we?
100%, yeah. So I only sat down with one of our suppliers for the robot robotics and the automation side last week, and he was saying to me how he's measured it over the next 5 years, the increase, and certainly what he's seen over the last 12 months, and we're seeing exactly the same in inquiries. So that's where our turnkey element comes from, is taking something out of a box and adding value to it.
It's kind of also, bridging the skills gap as well.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't reduce labour either as well. There is this common thread that by introducing automation is going to, it's an
upskilling event.
It is upskilling, but, you've sold machines for many years and I did too. And I know that if those engineers were running for 35, 40% of the time, the spindle utilisation, they're doing a good job. And then they might just go out and buy another machine and have another one running at 35, 40%, and then another one when really they're not getting maybe out of that machine. We've been
involved with projects where we've put machines in, we've put more in robots than we have put machines in, and then we've been part of the upskilling of the workforce that's within there to get them to control the cells. And the guys get more out of it because they're not just standing in front of a machine opening the door, they're managing a complete cell. They'll probably have 5 machines. With a couple of robots,
and here's the deal with this as well: is the fact that you can only get more out of a machine if it has the reliability and the longevity. The machine has to be a good quality machine to improve the productivity, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Because no good if
if the machine's breaking down but the robot wants to run, you're pointless.
Absolutely. But that works as well in conjunction with the cutting tool, with the work holding, with the filtration, with all of those elements to it are as important. Would you agree? And is that part of what the message?
That's exactly what we're demonstrating. So the people that we've partnered up with, the people where we've delivered successful projects.
Yeah.
So whenever you enter into a project, you're not just supplying the machine; it's the full solution. We've entered projects where they've just had concrete on the floor.
Yeah,
we've had to work out all the power requirements. We've had to find people for them.
And that's really where what we're saying here, the lead to this event is that if you want to investigate and see how you can maybe change the way you do things and have your hand held into new methods, then ETG could be the answer. And it's not just in metal cutting, it's in metal printing or the printing of parts as well, isn't it? Because now part of you have the HK Holdings group, which obviously comes with 3D printing and EDM, and both of those will be here at the show too.
Yeah, be massive. We're both excited, aren't we, Paul?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a very good addition to the ETG group.
And I think one of the things that you've both pointed out is the fact that now you've got the 3D printing product, you've brought in the expertise with it as well.
So I was going to say, we've not just got the hardware, we've got the brains behind it as well. And again, when you actually look into the printing element, it's quite complicated. You really struggle, Paul.
Well, I was going to say you wouldn't get much more in your brain, would you? It's full up already. ABB are here as well, Paul, with robots. There'll be robots dancing around. I say dancing around.
Yeah, we do a lot with ABB, and obviously they're a key partner of ours, so we're very excited to have them on board during the event as well.
Good stuff. Okay, so just remind us of the dates that the event is happening and how people, where it is, and when it is and where they can register.
Okay, so it's the 2nd and 3rd of October here at Wellesbourne, and people can register through our website, which is
www.engtechgroup.com. It's actually sitting behind us, and we're going to have a landing page on the front with a countdown and register yourself on there.
Good stuff. And MTD CNC will be here on both the 2nd and the 3rd. We'll be looking forward to assisting you in presenting some of these. Who
will be here from MTD?
There will be myself and Lindsay Vickers, probably Giovanni Albanese will be here too. So there'll be the three of us, and of course Ian. And
great.
Maybe one or two others from the MTD squad as well. So you'll be able to follow it as it happens and unfolds here. And obviously the build-up is key. So we'll be going to EMO in a few weeks' time and looking at some of these technologies that you've talked about today, gentlemen. But I think you've obviously you put a lot of effort into making this event different, and I'm sure you'll be able to demonstrate the fact that you're the experts when it comes to turnkey excellence. So thank you very much for your time today. That's been this week's MTD podcast from here or in Wellesbourne at the Engineering Technology Group. Thanks, guys.
Did we get a round of applause?
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Excellent.
Have some laughs as well, Steve. You can have all of the above. It was cricket day. Not the cricket you were thinking. No. We got a snooker one as well somewhere. Anyway, that's it. We've got to turn this thing off now. We've run out of time, run out of card. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.